Hello, this is John Piper with the weekend video clip, and it's Saturday the 11th of August. Starting with the DAX this morning, and this is the daily chart, so we can go back a little bit longer and see we have got a head and shoulders pattern developing here. So we've got the left shoulder, the right shoulder, the face here. I would normally draw a couple of eyes, but I can't with a particular drawing tool. So one eye there and one eye there. Nose and face here, I guess. Anyway, possible head and shoulder pattern doesn't look particularly pretty. We've now got the thing moving down again, so clearly a break below the neckline around the 11.6 level thereabouts would be a bit of a negative. In terms of the wave pattern, we've got the peak here. I think that's a 1 to there, a 2 to there, with a sort of B and a C there, then a 1 down, another 2, and now there's 3, which could well be in progress. Let's go down a leg and have a look at that 3 in more detail. Right, the internal counts aren't as clear as they might be, but I can do that as a 1. Got a pretty clear ABC up to there as 2. 1, a little bit ugly here again really, but a nice sharp thrust down there. The big warning sign, or the big support level, will be where the C wave equals the A wave. So that is the A wave from around 12,880 down to 12,500, so about 400 points, give or take a little bit. So we have the peak here around 127.30, so 400 points of that is 123.30. So 123.30, which is a little bit lower down here somewhere, is one area where you can expect some kind of a bounce, and this could be an ABC. What we may be seeing here is a fourth wave here, and then a fifth wave down to around that level, at which point this could all be a complete ABC correction. As if it goes thrusting below that we might see something a bit more dramatic. So next week again could be fairly quiet. It's of course expiry week, which is always of some interest to me, as you know. But the pattern has finally started to come alive again, and we're seeing some action now. All right, FTSE still looking incredibly corrective here. Clear A, B, C. Clear, well, I guess an ABC really. We saw the blip down and just split right back up again. But we're still due a C wave decline, so again that may be something that's about to come in. Let's get down a little. Well, looking at the 5-minute chart, it's all a bit doldrumy, as it were. I mean, it's all a bit erratic going. That looks like an ABC, B, C. Could be a complete A wave, B wave, possible C wave. It looks pretty corrective, but then the whole tone of the market action over the last few weeks has been like that. So there remains a possibility of a decline, but we need to see the numbers line up properly, and that may well happen after expiry. Well, looking at the Dow, this is the peak we saw back in January. I would say there's an A wave here in the form of a triangle. We've got an ABC in the form of an ABC, diagonal. So I think it's the case for a C wave decline here, but not much to go on the US market at the moment. It brought in some profits on 66.33 last week, but not very many. So it's been a pretty tough period really, but there was some light in the gloom last week. So again, worth watching, but with the expiry this week, I'm not expecting too much. In the last report, we discussed the bounce off this quite important support level. I mean, 1200 is important. We saw quite a decent impulsive bounce up there, but the thing's just gone sideways since, which is not too encouraging. So I think it allows for another probe lower probably, and I have to see how that develops if that's what happens. All right, finally look at Bitcoin this morning. The wave count here is really an A and a B, and another A, diagonal ABC, giving us a flat ABC correction. That's a perfectly valid Elliott wave count. What we're not seeing really is anything that dramatic. We've seen possible 5 waves up to there, and now we'll come down again. These trend lines are of interest, I think. The first trend line, which is this one here, has given this decline here support all the way down. So we haven't actually seen a break below that trend line, which at least is something, I think. Now we've got the same thing happening here with this higher trend line. We broke above that previous trend line. And it also is about to provide, well, it may provide support in the very near future, I think it's the best I can say. Still a lot of positives. I mean, the sell-off apparently is a reaction to the decision by the SEC to delay the approval of the ETF. In fact, it's all very positive. The news is actually quite positive in the sense that they liked the ETF. They had a lot of positive feedback, and it was always going to be a lengthy process. Nobody was really saying, well, people were actually, but they shouldn't have been saying that it was all going to happen very quickly. The historical nature of the SEC, the way it's historically dealt with stuff, is fairly slow. So there's no real reason for this sell-off. That's not to say the markets had to be rational. They're never rational. In fact, it's their very irrationality which gives us our edge. It's the sort of hysteria at the highs and the fear at the lows, but basically the guiding principles to making money in the marketplace, as I see it. So we should welcome that irrationality, even if it doesn't really suit us that much from time to time. So really, it's all about support here. We've got the key support levels at here and here, 5800 odd, and if that holds, then all well and good. If it doesn't hold, then we're going to go lower. Clearly, it's a bit open right now. I can't say. I still think the asymmetrical trade I suggested a few weeks back remains in place. Certainly, I'm holding long Bitcoin at the moment on the basis I think 10x by the end of 2019 is distinctly possible. Whereas I don't think going down below half is exactly very likely. Anything's possible, of course, but as far as I can see, all the right noises are being made. I gather Germany has just allowed, or Berlin has just made Bitcoin legal tender. There's a lot of good stuff coming through, new exchanges, regulations, a good thing for this space. So I think that it seems to me that there's plenty of good news out there to create a very solid rally. We just need to get this phase out of the way, which is we have these bear markets are all part of the business. Now here's the wave pattern off the low at around 5.8. There's a double low, but it doesn't make much difference. So we've got a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and then a 4 here, sort of expanding triangle type thing, and then a 5. It's not the cleanest ABC in the world. The 2 is generally smaller than smaller than the 4, but in this case the 2 is quite a lot bigger than the 4. Although in terms of time they're not so far apart. So it counts as well as a 5. They've got an ABC here, which is a promising start in that sense that if we see an ABC, then we can think that it should be a corrective move. But it has just kept on going down, so that's not so good. Wave count here, difficult to really say. I mean, that was a wave 4. That could be a 5, although the wave 1 and 2 are not too clear. There could be a 1, 2 here, possible 3 there. I'm sure there are better counts, and it'll probably become clearer. But this is the trend line, so down to around 5,900. So getting quite close now. I mean, we need to see some kind of clarity. I mean, obviously 5.9 is very close to 5.8. So we are right on the key support levels, and there needs to be some kind of dramatic action. I think at this stage, I think probably going to make new lows. Actually, it seems more likely, having got this close, that we will actually go all the way down. In which case, it depends how that the reaction to that happening will be the key thing to watch out for. Right, that's all for today. If you found that interesting and useful, I'll back with a report. Probably next weekend. Depends what happens next week. If it's a very quiet week, then again, a couple of weeks break is a bit overdue. But if something happens, I'll certainly be back with a video during the week. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.